Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video is just going to be a quick little update on the barbarically cold air that's coming down from the north, and also the potential for a storm in the south, in the southern US, and a storm in the northeast, a nor'easter, hence the name. And um, so let's get right into it. First, let's talk about what we're confident in, because we're not confident about the other two things. But the cold air, we're definitely confident. I'll show you guys the 2 meter air temperature, not the 2 meter air temperature anomalies, because I don't need to prove it to you guys that it's cold. You could probably step out the door wherever you live, and it's pretty much going to be colder than average across much of the nation. And you can see wherever you see the purple, that's below 10 degrees, and a lot of cold air. And anywhere you see the pink, that's below, I think, 15 or 20. Yeah, so you could see the pink air is going to be diving down across much of the area in the Central Plains. You could see pretty much all of the Central Plains are going to be in negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is bitter cold. That's barbaric cold. That's the coldest of the season. That might be the coldest in a couple of years since 2013-2014 winter, because that winter was really cold. Because for a fact, I know that last year was not that cold. It was cold, but it was not that cold. And it was only cold last year in December, and this is also December, but I don't think it was this cold as far as I remember. And it just dives down and then eventually moves across the Midwest and into the Northeast. But the GFS keeps the cold air in a lot longer than the European model. You can see there are going to be some brief warm ups. This is 40, 30s, because there's going to be a big storm coming up. That's what the GFS is predicting. If that's true, we don't know. But then a cold air comes back in. So it's a potential for a brief warm up, if you want to call it. But the bigger terms right now is the frigid cold air and the possibility of a nor'easter and a southern U.S. snowstorm. So let's rewind it back to now. And I'd like to show you. Okay, so this is how it looks now. Pretty calm. There's the high pressure with the cold that brings in the cold air. There's a little system, very light moisture deprived, that brings snow across the Midwest. And there is the snowstorm that I'm talking about in the southern U.S. And the GFS does not show the nor'easter. It just doesn't. The European shows that, but the European doesn't show this southern U.S. snowstorm. So they're both contradicting each other. The GFS snowstorm, you could see, shows it across much of Tennessee Valley, Kentucky, southern Indiana, southern Illinois, southern Missouri, southern Ohio, West Virginia, Tennessee, and northern Arkansas, and just an icing event for the Carolinas and parts of Alabama and Mississippi. So it would be quite a potent storm with quite a bit of moisture, but afterwards the GFS doesn't show much. And this is the European model, the latest run. Let's go to 12Z, which is 12 o'clock run, and it does show the little system that the GFS showed a little bit further to the north, but it does show it before it glides off into the East Coast. But this is where this sets up. See, this is where this is in the GFS. This little clipper right here is supposed to be in the south according to the GFS, but it's not. And according to the European model, it sets up into a big storm, but a little bit off coast than it is supposed to be in order for it to be a nor'easter. The one at 12 o'clock at night showed a much bigger snowstorm across the northeast. With this, you could see right here, bringing a lot of snow, heavy snow, to the northeast coast. But now it's backing off on that. So I do think that the GFS is slightly more right with the snowstorm across the south, because the European model is also shifting the storm southwards, and it's not really shifting it onto the northeast coast. So I think the GFS is right with this one. Maybe it's not going to be as strong as it shows. Maybe it's going to change track still. But I don't think there's going to be nor'easter as much as there's the possibility of a southern storm. Again, this is still to change, so don't take my word for it. But I think that GFS is more right. And there you can see there's going to be some lake effect in northern Illinois, so that's also another story I'll probably cover later on. But you can see quite a calm week afterwards. But then you can see there are going to be some southern snowstorms. So what I mean by that, there's going to be some lows that form right in here in the central Texas, Arizona, New Mexico area, and that's going to rise up because we haven't really seen a snowstorm across the Central Plains that has came from the south. We have seen a bunch of systems from the north and west that were moisture deprived, but not a single one that's from the south and it's filled with moisture and heavy snow. So that, as of now, it looks like if the GFS is hinting towards that. Again, the exact track is still to be determined, but I think that there is going to be more stormy pattern that's going to be affecting a lot of the Central Plains. So that's pretty much it, guys. Stay safe out there with that barbarically cold air, and see you guys in the next episode.